Hey there, young cyber explorers! Welcome back to DefendNet's Cyber Academy, where we learn all about keeping safe in the digital world. You know, it's a pretty fantastic time to be alive, isn't it? We've got this incredible thing called the internet, and it allows us to do so many incredible things. It's like a giant playground where we can learn, play games, and chat with our friends from all around the world. But just like any playground, the internet also has its share of risks. You see, there are some people out there who use the internet for not so nice things. And that's where cybersecurity comes into play. It's like the superhero of the internet, helping to keep us safe from the bad guys. Cybersecurity is all about protecting our computers, smartphones, and other devices from these bad guys, who are also known as cybercriminals. These cybercriminals use sneaky tactics to try and steal our information or disrupt our devices. This can be very harmful, and it's why it's so important for us to understand cybersecurity and how we can protect ourselves. Now, when we talk about cybersecurity, we're actually talking about a whole range of different things. It's like a big umbrella that covers many different areas. For example, there are cyber risks, which are the potential dangers we face when using the internet. These could be things like viruses, which can make our devices act weird, or phishing scams, where cybercriminals try to trick us into giving them our personal information. Then, there are cyber attacks, which are when these cybercriminals actually take action to harm us or our devices. These can come in many different forms, like malware, which is harmful software that can infect our devices, or DDoS attacks, where the bad guys try to overwhelm a website with too much traffic. But don't worry, we're not helpless against these threats. By learning about cybersecurity and how to protect ourselves, we can stay safe and continue to enjoy all the amazing things the internet has to offer. Today, we're going to dive into the exciting world of cybersecurity and learn about cyber risks and different types of cyber attacks. Are you ready? First, let's talk about cyber risks. Imagine the internet as a giant playground where we can do all sorts of fun things, like playing games, chatting with friends, and learning new stuff. But just like in any playground, there are also some not-so-fun things lurking around. Imagine these as the bullies of the digital playground, always ready to spoil the fun. They're what we call cyber risks. These are things that can cause trouble and make our online experience not so enjoyable. One common cyber risk is a virus. Picture it like a sneaky bug that can infect our computers and make them act all weird. It's as if the playground slide suddenly started to twist and turn in ways it shouldn't, making it hard for us to slide down. Then there's phishing, which is when someone tries to trick us into giving away our personal information, like passwords or credit card numbers. It's kind of like a playground prankster who tries to fool us into giving away our lunch money. Unsecured Wi-Fi networks are another cyber risk. Using them is like playing on a playground without a fence. It might seem okay, but it's easy for outsiders to come in and cause trouble. Now, let's talk about cyber attacks. These are like little battles that happen in the digital world. Cyber attackers use different tactics to try to break into computers and steal information or cause damage. It's like a game of cat and mouse, but instead of cheese at stake, it's our personal data and computer health. First up on our list of digital villains is malware. Malware is a broad term that includes all sorts of nasty things like viruses, worms, spyware, and ransomware. Just like a flu virus can make us humans feel pretty lousy, a computer virus can make our machines slow, unresponsive, or even completely unusable. Worms, on the other hand, are self-replicating bugs that spread through networks, infecting everything in their path. Spyware is a sly little program that, once installed, can monitor and collect our personal information without us even knowing. And ransomware? Well, it's like a digital kidnapper, locking up our files and demanding a ransom to release them. Next, we have DDoS attacks, which stands for Distributed Denial of Service. Imagine trying to get through a door, but there are so many people trying to get through at the same time that no one can move. That's what a DDoS attack does to a website. It floods it with so much traffic that the site crashes, denying service to anyone trying to access it. Finally, we have social engineering. It's like a digital con artist. using trickery and manipulation to get us to reveal sensitive information or perform actions that aren't in our best interest. One common form is phishing, where the attacker might send an email that looks like it's from a trusted source, but is actually a trap designed to trick us into giving away our passwords or other personal information. But don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. We can protect ourselves from these cyber attacks by being informed, vigilant, and proactive. Always keep your software and antivirus programs up to date. Be careful about what you download or click on, and never share your personal information unless you're sure it's safe. One type of cyber attack is called malware, which includes things like viruses, worms, and ransomware. Then there are DDoS attacks where bad guys try to overwhelm a website with too much traffic, making it crash. Remember, the digital world is a lot like the real world. It can be a fun, exciting place, but it also has its dangers. But by understanding these threats and knowing how to protect ourselves, we can navigate it safely and confidently. So keep exploring, keep learning, and most importantly, keep staying safe out there. And let's not forget about social engineering, where attackers try to trick people into doing something they shouldn't, like clicking on a harmful link in an email. We've journeyed through the expanse of the digital playground, where we've seen the fun and not so fun aspects of our online world. Let's take a moment to recap what we've learned. Firstly, we explored the concept of cyber risks. We discovered that the internet, as vast and entertaining as it is, also has its share of challenges. These risks can come in the form of viruses, much like the bugs that can make us sick in real life. But these are digital bugs that can make our computers sick. Next, we delved into the murky waters of phishing, a deceptive practice where tricksters try to steal our personal information. They may disguise themselves as a friendly email or a familiar website, but their intentions are far from friendly. They're after our passwords, our credit card details, and any other private information they can get their hands on. We then ventured into the realm of cyber attacks, where we learned that these are like battles taking place in the digital world. Cyber attackers use various strategies to break into our computers, aiming to steal information or cause damage. We learned about malware, a type of cyber attack that includes viruses, worms, and ransomware. These digital nasties can cause all sorts of havoc with our computers, from slowing them down to locking us out entirely. Then we touched on DDoS attacks, where the bad guys attempt to overwhelm a website with too much traffic, causing it to crash. It's like a digital traffic jam, but with much more severe consequences. Finally, we circled back to social engineering, a method where attackers tried to manipulate us into making a mistake, like clicking on a harmful link in an email. It's a sneaky tactic, and one we need to be especially wary of. So what's the takeaway from all of this? Knowledge is our best defense in the cyber world. By understanding the risks and types of attacks, we can better protect ourselves and our digital playground. Remember, it's important to stay informed and be cautious online. Don't click on links from people you don't know, and always keep your personal information safe. That was a lot to take in, but you did awesome. Remember, by staying informed and being cautious online, we can protect ourselves from cyber risks and stay safe in our digital adventures. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.